This week's Parsha, Parsha Shemini, discusses the laws of keeping kosher. After listing all the animals and insects that we must stay away from, Hashem tells us that by eating correctly, v'yisem kedoshim, you will be holy. I've often wondered, how does a proper diet equal holiness? It's God's command, so we follow it. But wouldn't holiness be achieved in a more spiritual way? Shortly after being appointed as Chief Rabbi of the UK, Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks was invited to an intimate dinner with the royal family at Buckingham Palace. He explained that while he was truly honored, he would have to respectfully decline since he ate only strictly kosher. A few days later, the chief royal butler called and told Rabbi Sacks that the Queen really wanted him to attend, and she would take care of whatever needed to be done to keep his standards. In the end, a special kosher meal was catered, new dishes were purchased and immersed in the mikveh just for him. Rabbi Sacks came to the dinner, found his place, and enjoyed the first course. Suddenly, a bell rang and everyone stood up. Rabbi Sacks had never been to a royal event like this one, so he just followed along and stood up with everyone else. His neighbor at the table explained that at intimate events like these, the royal highnesses wanted the guests to meet not only their current table mates, but to get acquainted with everyone else in the room. Therefore, after every course, everyone changes places in a set order, allowing each person to get to know everyone else. While the game of musical tables began, the royal butler discreetly came over to Rabbi Sacks and said, "Don't worry, Rabbi. The kosher food will continue to be served at your new place." Rabbi Sacks looked back at his table and realized, no pun intended, he was facing a royal dilemma. The kosher food might indeed be following him, but what about those new dishes? It seemed like they were destined to stay at the first table. Without missing a beat, Rabbi Sacks did what he knew he had to do. He gathered up his plates, cutlery and cups, and schlepped everything over to his new table. There was another prominent Jewish figure at the dinner who saw what Rabbi Sacks was doing. And he whispered to him, "Hey, stop this madness. What are you doing? It's a busha. You'll give us all a bad name. Put down the dishes immediately and act like a mensch." To Rabbi Sacks' immense credit, he ignored the man. But the commotion caught the attention of none other than Prince Charles himself. The prince came over and politely asked Rabbi Sacks what this was all about. Rabbi Sacks gave His Royal Highness a quick lesson in kosher and eloquently explained what was going on. Prince Charles was so impressed that he asked Rabbi Sacks to join him at the royal table with his dishes so he could explain everything to Queen Elizabeth herself. The Queen was very taken by the idea that for a Jew, even the dishes he eats on are truly special and holy. The other Jewish VIP enviously noticed all the positive attention Rabbi Sacks was getting, so he also came over to the royal table and announced that he too was also Jewish. "Is that so?" Prince Charles said. "So where are your dishes?" My friends, this is what it's truly all about. Holiness doesn't necessarily manifest itself where we might think. The simplest things, when done with true Jewish pride and integrity, makes us into a light unto the nations. Wishing you and yours a Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach.